Joining us on Panthers TV today is our Talent Manager Tony Bamford. Thanks for joining us, Tony.
Thanks for having me, Matthew.
No worries. Start off with a bit of a recap of the under-16s season this year. How are we travelling in the juniors?
Yeah, the 16 season, as we all know, is a short modified season where they play 7 games. Every club plays each other once, so it's over before you know it. And our boys didn't have a great year in terms of win-loss record this year, but we certainly don't measure the success of the program based on the ladder. The success of the program gets measured on how the players develop within that time frame, and we're really pleased with some of the development of our guys across those 7 games, and some of them have been rewarded now with state selection in the under-16 state squad, which is great for our club, great for their community clubs, and great for the players themselves. But yeah, all in all, we're a bit disappointed overall about not getting a chance to play finals again at 16s level, but hopefully we can correct that in the 18s.
No worries. And you're talking about progressing through the grades there. One of the other programs that's just kicked off that a lot of those guys came from is the development squads. Tell us how that's going so far.
Yeah, so we're right in the thick of it at the moment with development squads running at all levels, 13s, 14s and 15s, and our 17 program will kick off in a couple of weeks as well. All of that leads into the SNFL State Youth Champs in the second week of the July school holidays. The 13s and 14s have all played a couple of games so far, and we've seen some really impressive football from both squads, in particular the under-14 group this year, coached by Mick Daniels. They've got some really good talent in that group. They've got another 2 games to go against Glenelg and Sturt, and then their programs will finish up. The 15s program will roll into the State Youth Champs, as I've mentioned. The under-15 country program will start next week after the association game this weekend, where we get a chance to look at the country guys up close. They'll be coached this year by former South Adelaide player Jacob Crate, and he'll be supported by Cale Allen and also Stephen Jagard Jr. So the country guys are a bit unknown to us at the moment because we haven't seen a lot of them. So we're keen to have a close look at them this weekend when they play against the Southern Football League. So yeah, development squad stuff is up and running. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of kids involved, a lot of parents involved, and there's a lot of interest in our club around those programs. And as I said, it'll lead into and culminate in the state champs in July school holidays, where the 15s will play Metro, 15s country, and our under-17 youth team will play in that carnival as well. So it's probably a big 2 months in front of us.
Moving on to the under-18s, travelling pretty well, your guys at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, the guys have been really good to this stage of the season. We've got one more job to do this weekend when we play another really good team in the Eagles here at home on Sunday, and then we get a chance to have a bit of a breather, and the competition has a bye the week after. So yeah, we're really pleased with the way the boys have applied themselves, both during training and games to this point, but we're also very mindful that we're only halfway through the season and there's still a lot of work to be done. But to the boys' credit, they're playing some really fantastic football in all facets of the game, offence and defence, and transition's been good. So yeah, we're pretty pleased with how they're tracking at the moment. It's good to see a few guys from our under-18s get a chance to play at senior level last week, and we'll see a few more of those guys play seniors or reserves this weekend as well, which creates more opportunities for the guys who haven't been able to get a game in our under-18s to this point of the season so far. I think from memory we've played about 34 players, and we'd expect that to grow to somewhere around 50 by the end of the year. The pleasing thing is that of those 34, the vast majority are bottom age players, which means they're only 17 this year, which means they get a chance to play 18s again next year. So we're in a pretty good position at the moment at under-18 level with that talent at bottom age level. The top age players have been contributing really well at the same time, and so yeah, one more job this weekend here against the Eagles, who will be really hard to beat, and then we have a break, and then we'll reassess where we're at and set some goals up for the second half of the year, and hopefully get a chance to experience finals later on this year.
And part of your new role with the SANFL as well, you're pretty heavily involved with the state programs. Can you tell us a bit about your involvement there and some of our guys involved with the program too? Yeah,
so at the moment I'm just part-time with SANFL while also continuing my role here at South as Talent Manager. So effectively 3 days a week with SANFL and 3 days a week with South. So I have seen up close the under-18 state program at the moment, and we're lucky enough as a footy club to have 2 players involved in that, in Robert Era and Nathan Kruger. Unfortunately, both of them aren't in the team that's travelling to Perth this weekend to play round 1 against WA. Robbie's had a knee operation, had a clean out of his knee last week, so he's probably 4 to 5 weeks away from being anywhere near ready for selection. So whether he's going to get a chance to play in the Nationals remains to be seen. But Nathan Kruger, who is in the thick of it at the moment, didn't get a chance to go to Perth this weekend, but another good game for us this weekend might see him get a chance to play in the Nationals at some stage. And we just so happen to have Nathan right here. Come over here, Nath. There he is.
Howdy everyone.
So Nath's come down to do some work with us at the club today and did a gym session this morning. Nath, how are you finding the under-18 state program?
It's actually very rewarding actually. There's some great people out there like Andrew McLeod, Brenton Phillips, Matt Loby that just take training, and yeah, it's been pretty well so far.
So you didn't get a chance to travel to Perth this weekend for game 1 against WA.
Yeah.
So what do you need to do to get yourself into contention for the Allies game in a fortnight's time?
Yeah, I've been told that I need to bring some more consistency and work rate into my game, so that's what I try and plan to do from now on, and hopefully it sinks in and get picked up and try and get a slot in for the next game. I think is Allies in SA.
Yeah, so in a fortnight's time they play against Allies in the curtain raiser game at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself fitting into the team? What position, what role do you think you're best suited to?
Well, I've been thrown around a bit, but I'd like to say I'm a utility, so pretty well all facets of the ground, but I think I might be seen in the forward line or maybe in the midfield throughout the championships.
And that's pretty much the role you've been playing with us
exactly,
in the 18s level and doing it pretty well.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed we can get you into form this weekend against the Eagles, and Sticks and the coaches can see you play really well. And obviously your training form at state is important as well, and you get a chance to play in the Allies. So once they play the Allies, then what happens? How many games after that?
I think there's 2 more games after that. I think one's in Etihad Stadium and the next one is
down at Geelong.
Yeah, Geelong,
yeah. So there's about 4 or 5 weeks left in that state program, so we hope Nath gets a chance to show us what he can do at some stage at national level. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me.
Get back to work now, mate.
So Tony, you mentioned guys involved with the 18s state program, and there's a few in the 16s as well. Who's involved there? Yeah,
we lucky enough we've got some players from our club and our community clubs in the under 16 state squad. It's a squad of about 45 at the moment, and they'll play a trial game this June long weekend on the Monday, and that squad will be cut back to somewhere around 30-35, I think. But we're lucky enough to have Daniel Slater-Jevic in that, Jack Fitzgerald, Tyler Oliver, Aaron Douglas, and also Damon Freitag from Kangaroo Island, which is a fantastic achievement for Damon to come over and play well in the 16s and to get recognised by our state coaches. So we wish those 5 players all the very best in making it through to the final 25 for the state 16s in nationals. On top of that, we've also got a new program this year that the AFL have introduced called Under 17 Futures. It's a one-off game where the state pick an under 17 side, which will be coached by former South Adelaide development officer and coach Julian Farkas, and he'll take about 25 guys across to Perth to play a game in a couple of weeks' time. And we've got Hayden Sampson, Eamon Wilkinson, Sam Whitbread, who else? Job Colwell, and we've also got Cameron McGree, who's going to be in that squad as well. Even though Cameron turns 18 this year, states can play an overage player in that under 17 comp if they've had a long-term injury in their career, which Cameron has last year. So we've got 5 guys in that program at the moment, and the way they've been playing, I'd be surprised if all 5 don't travel and get a game in that as well. So there's a lot going on in the talent pathway locally and at state programs. So it's great that South Adelaide have got a really high representation in both of those.
Great, thanks for joining us, Tony.
No worries.